Alright, what's going on, my fellow people who are dropped as babies? Welcome back to another rail fan. Another rail fan. Yeah, I'm just another rail fan. Welcome back to the Winnipeg Rail Fan. This is another commentary video. So last time, we did 2816, just a Yap-aholics Anonymous video on the whole 2816 trip. Now we are doing something that I teased for a little while. This is the video on the man, the myth, the legend, Shawn B of Council Bluffs. Let's go! So, as you all know, like I just said, a few months ago now, I think it was, let me look it up actually, I think it was at least 2 months ago now. Just let me check the YouTube. It's gotta be, no, sorry, I shouldn't have checked because now I'm like, oh, there we go. A month ago, exactly. I teased that I was doing a video on Shawn B, with a picture of UP 4091, his arch nemesis. And finally, a month later, I'm finally getting to this video. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the thing. Whatever this is, I don't know. Again, like I said in the 2816 video, feel free to watch it in 2x speed or whatever, because this is just, talking over gameplay. Anyways, so back in I think early 2023, sometime early mid 2023, I was just mindlessly scrolling YouTube shorts like everyone does nowadays, and I came across this video of a guy just looking outside his front door at this train that was stopped on his street or whatever, and this guy was just spewing, just yapping about how the train is awful. It's harassing him, stalking him, and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's kind of my first introduction to the Shawn B channel. He had around, I think by the time his channel was taken down, which I'll get to in a little bit, he had around a couple thousand subscribers. I think maybe 2K. I think a couple screenshots. There we go. Screenshots I saw had him at around 1.7K subs. So he did garner some pretty good attention from his shorts and everything. And his shorts got a couple thousand views. I don't really remember because it's hard to keep track of how many views this guy had, because of course his channel it just disappeared pretty much. All of a sudden it was taken down. The videos were all gone. The only way to find them is through an Instagram meme page that kind of documented the whole, it was pretty much like a Chris Chan style meme page just on Shawn B. Just all of his rants, not all of them, but a good few of his rants and just memes about him and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It's Shawn B Council. Wow, I can't talk anymore. I was about to say Council Fluffs. Shawn B Council Bluffs on Instagram. It's pretty funny, some of these Shawn B memes and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of my first introduction to the channel. It was one of his shorts. That's pretty much what he uploaded. He didn't really upload any long form videos or anything. It was just pretty much shorts of him, the shorts of him showing UP harassing him, supposedly, allegedly, Now, not much is known about Shawn B as a person. I don't know when he was born, when he lost his hair, because if you look at a picture of him, the one picture that people have of him, he's bald. But otherwise, there was some rumors going around that he was a military personnel. He served, I'm not sure if it was the Marines or something like that, but he did supposedly serve in the US military. And apparently a few years ago he ran for mayor of Council Bluffs, probably just to move the track that runs by his little shack. But yeah, apparently there's 1 or 2 articles mentioning Shawn B when it comes to some government position for Council Bluffs. So to go over his main talking points of pretty much all of his shorts, he thinks that the Union Pacific Railroad is harassing him. And by that I mean watching him take a dookie, just generally spying on him and his neighbors. Well, no, Shawn. The engines really the crew, yeah, he thinks the engines are watching him. The crews can't see that far into his house, especially at night. The windows on the engines are tinted, so they can't, like I just said, they can't see, because I'll get to his house stuff later in the video, but he's not even right next to the tracks. He's like a house or two down from the tracks, and he's like, I don't know, man, it's just weird. But if he's so worried about them, watching him in the bathroom, especially, maybe remove the window from the bathroom, or just get some privacy glass or that frosted glass cover stuff from Home Depot. It's probably pretty cheap, like $20 or whatever. I don't know. I really don't get why some people's houses have like windows built into the bathroom. I'd be more concerned if some tweaker walked right up to the windows looking in from there. Like, I wouldn't worry about a train that's like 60, 80 feet away. His next talking point is emergency vehicles being blocked by the train stop there. This is like a sort of valid point. Trains do tend to block like emergency vehicles sometimes, like on the rare occasion. I was actually trackside the other day, and a train had just cleared. It was going so slow. Ambulance was waiting on, like, with lights flashing and everything at the crossing, and then another train slowly came the other way, and so it had to wait for two trains, and then it sped off with the sirens and everything. But yeah, trains do block emergency vehicles sometimes, but not all the time. And like in his area, there are a few other crossings that the ambulance could go to, because ambulance drivers have, more than half a functioning brain. So they would probably think, oh, let's just back up, go around, and, go around the train. That's pretty much it. So now, if you're wondering why exactly the trains always stop right in front of his house, pretty much, if you look on Google Maps at the track, or if you live in Council Bluffs or Omaha or whatever, the track is between two fairly big train yards on the UP system. And trains, with PSR nowadays, trains are longer, they take more time and more room to switch and everything. So trains could pull all the way up into, Shawn's neighborhood, stop for a minute, and then slowly back up and forward, all that stuff. And that's pretty much why they stop there. And most of the time in his videos, you see them going slow, and that's because most rail yard trackage is limited to 10 to 15 miles an hour, which is not fast when it comes to trains. And yeah, so it takes a while for them to, back up or go forward and stuff like that. And that's pretty common sense or common knowledge for anyone that even remotely knows about trains. And, myself included, because I am a major foamer. Well, of course, not one of the foamers that's like, oh, I know everything about trains. I could operate a train because I played Train Simulator one time. Not one of those foamers, So now this is why I kind of use such a clickbaity YouTuber stereotypical, title, whatever. So Shawn would always call the crews on the engines, let's just give a random time of the day, let's say 8 p.m. The 8 p.m. perverts, or the whatever, whatever else. He'd just throw like various, playground insults, well, more advanced playground insults at the crews, like they purposely got a kick out of harassing, quote unquote, harassing Shawn, which I'm sure they did at one point, like, actually. Now, some of Shawn's shorts, that was a mouthful, some of Shawn's shorts, say that 5 times fast, they would show him, like, running up to the engine and yelling up to the window, like, stuff like, is there any reason why you're blocking the effing street? Or, you're going back and forth all the time, what's your problem? I'll kick the out of you, stuff like that. Now, in life, not everybody's gonna like you. You're gonna have ops no matter what. But, just imagine you work for UP, you're doing your job on the engine, switching the yard or whatever, minding your own business, having a relatively good day, maybe, not as great because you're working with a piece of crap locomotive, whatever. I don't know. But some, you just see some guy walk up to the window, filming you with his phone. Most guys would think it's a rail fan coming to say hi or something like that. But nah, it's Sha B calling you scum of the earth, thinking you're watching him on the toilet and blocking the street so he can't get across, even though he can, physically use his legs and walk around the train at the next crossing. Like, imagine that. That would be, kind of funny. But anyways, before Shawn, like, deleted his channel, I don't know. Let's just say Shawn's channel disappeared. Before that happened, it got to a point with his shorts and everything where he was literally, as I'd put it, a legit threat to Union Pacific. Like, he threatened to, just threaten physical violence on the crews for literally doing their job and, for, like, I guess what he thought was harassing him, like, personally. Like, thinking they're, after him specifically. They're not trying to move freight across the country, the Union Pacific. They're just here to harass Shawn and make his life a living hell. That's all they're here for. Great Big Rollin Railroad, Great Big Rollin Gangstalkers. That's what he thought, pretty much. Like, if he was even, like, less mentally stable than, than he already was, or wasn't really in his videos, what was stopping him from, like, going up into the cab with a gun? Like, it was just hypothetically speaking, let's just say he had a gun or something. What was stopping him from climbing up these steps on the engine and just popping the crews right there? Well, yeah, I know that's a little over dramatic, but still, like, he could have easily done something with or without a gun. And, looking at the rare pictures of him, like, there was, like, really just one good picture circulating the internet that somehow people dug around and found of him, I guess. He's not really, like, a, built, like, muscular guy. He's just kind of, like, skinny, like, average guy. Like me, I guess. I don't know. But really, Shawn was just all talk. Like, he was stating, like, multiple times that what he wanted to do, to the crews, to the railroad, whatever. But clearly, he never did anything except spam call UP and the city of Council Bluffs about the trains, like, 100 times at least in, like, a span of a month, I'm sure. So one of the, like, probably the longest video he ever, I think I said earlier that he didn't really upload any, like, long form content, but there was one video that I vividly remember, and a lot of people, I'm sure, vividly remember. It was about 30 minutes long, like at least 25-30 minutes long, of him talking to a couple police officers that showed up at his door. It's not like they weren't new to him. They literally just walked up to the door and he opened it and they said, "Hi, Shawn." Like, he's a regular, honestly. He's just a regular with the UP police and Council Bluffs police, I guess, but he was, being confronted by the officers. I'm not sure if they were UP police or just city police or something like that, but they were pretty much telling him to stop calling the UP, like, every hour, every 10 minutes or whatever, and to harass him about the trains. Like, he called them apparently 50 times in the span of a day, which is insane, just to spew BS about, the trains, harassing him and stalking him and whatever, and blocking emergency vehicles and whatnot. All of his usual, like, rhetoric that he would talk about, stuff like that. And at one point later on in the video, the cop actually mentions that if he doesn't stop, like, harassing, like, spam calling the UP or whatever, they could take him to jail. And I wish it was more well documented. I think it was on, like, the meme page's story on Instagram. But Shawn apparently has a criminal history somehow. I'm sure, I really can't speculate on what, but apparently there's some sort of history with him and the law. Now you're probably wondering, is there a solution to end this, constant bickering with Shawn and the UP or whatever? And yeah, it's literally the simplest thing. Move. Literally just move. No, I'm just kidding. I know that, if you don't make 6 figures a week, it's hard to just up and move. But really, he spent so much time complaining about the trains when he could have been, getting that bread, just getting his money up, not his funny up, and saving up for a down payment on a house in an area far, far away from any active rail lines or just any train traffic at all, like a suburb way outside of like Council Bluffs or whatever. I don't know, somewhere. Now, it's the case with most cities like, Winnipeg and Chicago or, Cleveland. I don't know, just random cities. Train tracks have been there for years and years, like almost like centuries, honestly. Not centuries, but like a century, I guess. Like, for example, Winnipeg, the rail lines were built as far back as like the late 1870s and early 1880s, and they're still here today. And the city was pretty much built around a lot of the tracks. Like, if you look at a map of Winnipeg, you'll notice that like the northwest corner is kind of shaped around an abandoned rail line that used to be there. I mean, nowadays there's houses being built over the right of way and stuff like that, kind of erasing that like little piece of track kind of thing. And but for years and years, you could see that the northwest part of the city was kind of built around a train track that used to be there in the 20s. Actually, I think it was like abandoned by like 1929, 1930. Anyways, yeah, so the tracks are there. You're not going to convince a railroad to just move a track that's been there, that's still in use, like that still brings in revenue, just because you don't like the sound of the trains going by, or the fact that they stop right in front of your house or something like that, and you think they're looking at you do your business or whatever. Now, you could give Shawn the benefit of the doubt here, saying that his parents or maybe grandparents or something like that built the house a long, long time ago, and he just, eventually moved in after a while. But I'm pretty sure he probably just, picked a cheap house, and unfortunately was next to the tracks. And, after years and years of horns and trains stopping, so he couldn't get out of his neighborhood, supposedly, he just got fed up and just snapped and started, going sicko mode on Union Pacific, stuff like that, Oh, and on the topic of his house, everybody knows where Shawn lives now. He showed the crossing tag in his few of his shorts, and as a result, he essentially doxed himself. Like, people found out everything about him in his area on Google. They ended up showing up or prank calling him directly, and turning his house into multiple Google tourist attractions, which was hilarious. Also, if you don't know by now, doxing is bad, like beyond bad. I do not condone it. If you dox people, you're a bigger scumbag than a used car salesman. Shawn kind of had it coming, though, honestly, with all the smack talk he did. And, funny enough, in some deleted video, or lost video, I guess, a UP conductor came over to his house and gave him a UP calendar. That's hilarious, honestly. Like, I guess after a while, the UP crews were kind of in on it, and purposely blew the horn. Like, on a Reddit thread about Sha B, someone who works at UP in the Council Bluffs area started to give, more blasts of the horn past his house. That's awesome. Now, really, the main point is, we've all seen or heard of people who go unchecked when it comes to mental health, like just spiral out of control and do some unthinkable stuff. And, even if you hate Shawn, he definitely needs to get some real help in that sense, Going off the rumors of him being in some branch of the US military, he may have like some form of PTSD or something like that. But, who am I to speculate? I mean, but come on, like, there is something 110% wrong with him when he thinks UP 4091, a inanimate SD-70, is stalking him, watching him do his business or sleep or whatever, There's something wrong there. But yeah, really, he's got some serious issues that hopefully he takes the initiative to work out before something serious happens. So as of now, his channel, which was Sha B 6651, the YouTube tag, he's gone. Like, the channel was, taken down. The videos were taken down. I think the channel might still be up, but there's just no videos on it or anything like that. Nice voice crack. There's no videos on it or anything like that, you know. But surprisingly, Shawn started a new channel called Shawn of America, where he uploaded one video so far on the 4th of July of a supposed UFO sighting. Yeah, that's a clear sign that this guy is geeked, honestly. But since then, there hasn't really been anything. There's just been radio silent from Shawn for a little while now. I mean, granted, that was, you know, a couple weeks ago now, but still, nothing from him since then, and no train, you know, rantings or anything like that since earlier this year when the channel went down. So yeah, that was my little rant. Well, not little, it's 22 minutes long. My rant on Sha B. And so the moral of the story is, railroads aren't harassing you. They're not stalking you. Well, I mean, unless you work for the railroad. Maybe BNSF is, you know, spying on you through the in-cab cameras. But anyways, they're not watching you. And really, just, you know, if you're struggling with mental health, get some help, please. It'll do you a favor, it'll do everyone a favor, everyone around you, and, you know, most importantly, yourself, definitely. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this Yap-Aholics Anonymous video, and yeah, feel free to leave a comment if you've been to Council Bluffs and been past Shawn's house or whatever. Just leave a comment. Subscribe for more mediocre train content coming your way when I, you know, get off my lazy ass and make content. And yeah, feel free to join the channel as a member. You get a shout out, you get a special role in the Discord server, and sneak peeks and early access to upcoming content and whatnot. And yeah, Discord server, join it. We like to discuss our plans to take over every single railroad in North America. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, I've been talking for way too long. I am so tired, I gotta go to bed. Yeah, that's it. Alright, this is the Winnipeg Rail Fan saying, my mailbox address is right there on the freaking address.